When you're creating an activity, especially for elementary, you want to stick to a few slides or a few activities in one component. So for the first one, we kind of look at these like slides. We can add in our instructions or our question here. If it's something that we want students to be able to type, we might add a text input box. So this could be a question up here, and then have our students reply in this box. If you want them to expand on this and be able to see each other's responses, you can have this here. But if you want them to just have this shown to just you, you would uncheck that box. So right now, when I hit preview, this is what your students will see. What is the main idea of the article? They have the option to type. If you want to be able to add in an article or an image or a video, you could add that in here. So now when I hit preview, I have my question, I have my image, and then they will have their box to type. It would be the same if you have a video. Your video can be here, or you can drag this and put it underneath. So if you want this to be on top and then the answer on bottom, you can arrange those as well. If you wanted this to be a multiple choice question, you could delete this typing box and then add in your multiple choice options here. This could also be an image about coins, let's say. You could add in each of these options as a picture. If you have your question up here and your multiple choice answers here, you can ask them to explain their answer, which is my favorite part, but I would probably keep the answers from their classmates. So now when I say which coin is the largest and I choose one, then I have to explain my thinking. So now my answer is a multiple choice, but I also have my justification here. So our next piece will be to add another activity. I hit this plus sign. I can do an ordered list. So this would be great for a priority pyramid and add in I can look at which is the most important. And then I can kind of look through these as well. You could also do this from greatest to least. When I want to type math, all I have to do is hit this arrow or this icon. So now when I hit this preview, I'm going to arrange these numbers from greatest to least, and it has the labels greatest and least on here so that I can remember which order we are doing them on. So that is either priority or arranging them in order. This could also be a great way to get an idea of what your students want to learn about or what they're interested in. You can add in all sorts of other things on here if you wanted to add in a picture and then have them comparing things. You can do that as well. I'm going to add another activity to show you. You can also do checkboxes. Again, you can add graphs or images of these items doesn't belong. Okay, so if we go to preview this, all they have is the ability to check, and they can check. It says select all that apply. But if I wanted to take this to the next level, I'm going to add a note underneath this, and I'm going to write explain your thinking. And then I'm going to have this text box, text input box down here, and I'm going to hide their responses. So now I have which of these doesn't apply. I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to have to explain my thinking here. Another activity that you can do with Desmos is you can do a sketch. So you could do the whole thing as a sketch. You could upload your own background. So now, once my students are here, they can draw this item on here. Obviously, my art is not great, so I'm going to write elephant. And I'm going to write right here, Next. And I can move this around. I have the ability to make it larger and to change the color of my words as well. You also have the ability to have your students make a table. And so if you want to go ahead and add in one side of it, you could, and have them fill in the other piece. When a student has this, these are already here, and they would just write the names of the student in this box. This could be great for your input-output tables. If you go ahead and put in the input and the output. So now, whichever ones you put in will be locked, and they have to be able to put this in there. This would be great if you also pair it with a sketch. So now your students can have this ability to put in their table, but they can also work out their thoughts here on the side, or they can do the text box or a line if you wanted them to draw a shape. So in order to do a card sort, you can have math or text. So if you wanted to type your math, you could do 10/2, and you could do one that says 5. You could also do images. So a great one might be this magnet here, and we want to put magnet. We might do something like your coins, matching up how much coins there are. So when I go to preview this, this is what the students would see. So I can kind of go through and think, okay, this is a dime, this is this, and this is this. So now we have our activities, and I can show you from the beginning. So which coin is the largest? I've selected one. I've had to explain my thinking. Then I can do arranging from greatest to least, or most important to least important. I can add an image or a video on the side. I can select all that don't belong and then explain my thinking. I can have a picture or video over here, and then I can draw something with a custom background. I can do input-output tables, or have students take data and information and put that in and give them a workspace. And I can do a card sort. So those are the basic activities. When you want to finish this, you're going to click Publish, and then you will assign this to your class. So if I have this synced with my Google Classroom, I'm going to go ahead and click Assign. This says Post immediately to Google Classroom. So then all my students would have to do is click on that and sign in through their Google account to be able to do this activity.